Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're taking a look at how you can create film emulations as styles inside Capture One. Now, this is an image that I worked on with a client a couple of years ago. This is a style that I have created inside Film.ai. Now, this is the before, this is the after, and I think you'll agree it's a really strong look. Maybe for some people it's a bit too heavy of a grade, but I think for this project it looks fantastic. And it does have a really nice sort of filmic look to it. Let's come out of full screen, and here's some other images in this project. Let's just scroll to the top. I shot a lot of big cats for this project, and these were over multiple days, different times of the days, and in different light. Now, if we go to which image? So this image here was a really nice shot, and this was in golden hour, and the light had just come up above the trees, and it was changing rapidly, and it was super early o'clock, and yeah, I graded this one, and I think, again, maybe it's a little bit too strong, but I think it's a really good look for this picture. This is another picture from that series, before and after. And I wanted to create a really cohesive set of images. So going over these thumbnails here on the right, we are inside Capture One, by the way, if you hadn't realized already. So we have our cheetahs here. Let's just turn off the before and after. And then we have our leopard in Leopard Creek. And then we have our tiger shots. This is at a hotel and spa, would you believe, in Kent in the UK. And it's part of a reserve where you can go and stay in these amazing hotel suites that have windows that look onto these enclosures with some of these big cats. So I will put a link to that in the description below. Let's jump over to Film.ai and I'll show you a little bit more about it. So here we are on their website and we're under the photo editor. Now, Film.ai primarily, if we go to the main front page, Film.ai primarily is a LUT creator and primarily used for creating LUTs, film work. And you can use this in any of your editors. I have been using it a little bit in DaVinci Resolve, but I thought it was really interesting for me to show you it inside Capture One and how you can create a Capture One style, because there's not too many programs out there where you can create Capture One styles. So instant cinematic grades meet neural tone AI. As with all software, it can be incredibly overwhelming when you first open it up. I've spent about a month with this software and I've just kind of got to grips with it. And I wanted to share with you today the Capture One workflow and show you how you can use it maybe on your files. You can do a free sign up, as it says at the top here. And I'll put the link below so you can check it out. One of the really powerful things this software can do is it can take a color grade from an image. So on the left here, we have the original image. You can take that color grade from the middle image and then apply it to the image that's on the left. And then you get the image on the right from the middle color grade. So yeah, you can extract your color grades from any picture and apply it to yours. And really that's what I'm doing today with my images. I just wanted to show you how you can have some continuity with your images. And let's jump over to the web browser in Film.ai. So let's log in. Now, the best thing about Film.ai for me is it's web-based. So it's a web app browser-based piece of software. And that means you can log into it and everything's going to be the same. You can log into it from any computer and you can work on your looks and your styles and your LUTs, etc. So this is our Big Cats project. So we double click on that and we open it up and this is the interface. Now, I was going to show you very quickly one of the images that I was working on. So this is something that I've gone ahead and graded already. This is the before, this is the after. Now, you build out these color grades by going into these menus on the side here or on the left, and you can then select any of these. Just scroll down through these slowly. So you've got Neural Tone AI, switch that on and bolt that onto the grade. And this will give you some really interesting looks based on what it thinks is suitable for this look, for this image. And again, as you can see, they're really beautiful, styles. And, you're going to want to use many of these and then import them into Capture One. So let's just jump back to Capture One and I'll show you how you export an image into Film.ai, how you then create your Capture One style and then import it and apply it to your image. Honestly, it's really straightforward. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it, but it's very straightforward. Let's reset this image. So I'm going to reset it. This is how it was shot. Now, don't flame me in the comments. We we're shooting under very difficult conditions. In this particular shot, the tiger had completely disappeared, and then I think we were busy chatting or something or other, and someone said tiger, and it came out, and I just turned around and started shooting, and I hadn't set the camera properly, but we can recover that quite easily. So if we go into the Capture One adjustments, and what you want to do before you export it is just do some basic adjustments just to level it off. You can do that inside Film.ai, but I like to do it inside Capture One. I'm basing this on my workflow so far using Film.ai. Now, there are other ways of doing it. You can export a RAW and import the RAW into Film.ai, or you can export a JPEG. Now, I prefer to export a JPEG, so I'm going to export a full size. I'm going to send it to my desktop. So that is now on my desktop here. And then what I want to do is go over to the web browser, and let's just close this off. So we have a media bin here on the right-hand side, and this is where all your files will be after you've imported them. So I'm going to import that JPEG that I just created on the desktop. Let's import that. So that's now imported into my media list, my media bin on this side. So let's click on that. Now that comes in. You need to then select your import transform. Now, again, as this is mostly motion picture based, you've got all these import transforms. We're not going to use any of those apart from sRGB. You can use sRGB RAW if you're importing a RAW file, but I'm not. I'm importing a JPEG. Now, sRGB to sRGB, and then we can start building out our grade. I have actually gone ahead already and imported my favorite shot from this session, and a favorite shot in terms of color. So I want this type of color across all the images. So this is what we're going to extract the color from and apply it to the image we've just imported, just so we then have a little bit more of a match across all the images. So again, this has already been imported. There's no color grading on it. What I want to do is save it as a match, and that means I can then pick it as the color match for an image that I want to work on. So we go up to the top here, save look as match, and we're going to type in and save that, and then go back to the picture that you've imported that you want to work on. So this is the picture I imported, if you remember, and then we can now build out our grade. So first of all, what I'd like to do is go to these AI magic mode tools, and we click on exposure, and it's just going to analyze the image, and it's going to suggest some exposures for that image. Now, I think exposure 1 is perfect, and then we probably want to have a look at the white balance. So let's have a look down through here. So again, it will instantly give you AI generated white balances of this image, and let's go with this one here. That looks fine. And then let's try a color match. So what we need to do is go to this section here, and I'm going to go to AI color match. And again, that's going to load it in this column. So already we've got AI exposure, AI white balance. We can turn those on and off, and we can delete them via these crosses. And there's other parameters as well, but I'm not going to go into all the technical detail on this. I'm just giving you my workflow. And again, it's one of those things that I reached out to Film.ai and asked if I could try out their web-based app, because I thought it would work really well for my Capture One workflow. And I'm always a bit reluctant to share things like this because, you know, they're a little bit of a secret really, but I'm sharing it with you today, and I'm sharing it with you with these beautiful pictures of these tigers, lions, leopards, and cheetahs. So anyway, back over here, AI color match, select match. Now let's go to Leopard 3, apply, and then it's going to suggest some AI color matches based on what you fed it. So over here we have the original picture, and then these are the color matches. So I'm going to click on this one, maybe this one, and I think if you're looking between these two, let's just close that so you can see it. Looking at this one of the original picture, and now with tiger, it looks really beautiful, and I'm genuinely really impressed with the power of Film.ai and what it can do. Now I am going to just bump up the exposure just a little bit, not too much, but just a little. So we can bolt on the exposure mode on the side here and just bring that up. Now, if we wanted that contrast in there as well, we can also add in that contrast. So let's find the contrast, and we can go to AI contrast, and it will suggest what it thinks is a good contrast for this image. I'm happy with something like that. So that's my look, and that's what I want to import as a style into Capture One. So the way we do this is we go over here to this media panel, and you have these 4 drop downs here, or 4 icons on this side. Now you've got download a LUT, download an XP profile, which would go for or go into Lightroom. Hopefully I'll do a tutorial on Lightroom at some point. And then we are looking to download a Capture One style for this. Now, it's super easy to do. Oh, the one at the bottom is save image. So you can save that image out as a JPEG straight to your desktop and use that. But let's save out this as a Capture One style. So click on that, name it. So Tiger Grade 1. Now I'm working on a Mac. The image we're working on in Capture One is a RAW file, and the camera I shot on is a Sony. And then you just hit export. It will create that style and then put it in your download folder. So if we just come out of full screen, this grade is in download folder here. So I'm going to take that out, stick it on my desktop, double click on it, double click on that folder, double click on the cost style, and that has then been immediately imported into your Capture One session. So if you go over to styles, you can then scroll down to your grade, apply it, and there you go. It's as easy as that. And then you can go in, and if you need to do any other adjustments, you can fully work on that as an image. And let's have a look at the before and after. Yeah, I mean, I think, and I hope you agree, that it's a really powerful piece of software that I think most people, once they've seen something like this, will want to get into their workflow. Now, they have plenty of tutorials on their YouTube channel. Again, I'll link that below, and you can jump into those and find out about the look creations and all the other looks and how you can build out your styles. I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Ring that bell if you'd like to be notified of future reviews, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.